Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Cloud Reporting webinar. My name is Sandra and I work on the product team here at Shortcuts. And I'm super excited for today's webinar where I'll get to tell you a little bit more about our brand new feature, Cloud Reporting, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour around as well. I know you're just going to love this feature, so welcome everybody. Firstly, some housekeeping just to get started. This webinar will go for about 30 minutes. I have my microphone on. We've checked that everyone can hear me, and I have muted all of your microphones, so don't worry if you don't have one of those. That's perfectly fine. If you do have any questions, just type them into the chat box that you see there, and I'll be sure to get to those at the end. If we do run out of time and I don't quite get there, I do apologise in advance, but we will get back to you one-on-one outside of the webinar if we need to as well. And of course, you can always call through to our help desk at any time, 1300 66 73 74.
Okay, so we'll go over the reports that you'll be able to access from any mobile device. I'll also give you a little tour around the feature. I will touch on how awesome this feature is for companies that have a number of different locations. It's actually really simple but super powerful. I know that you will love that. And of course, I'll show you how you can start your suite of life today. In other words, how to get started with cloud reporting. You've probably seen plenty of hundreds and thousands, sweet cookies and donuts smothering our social pages, and maybe if you're lucky, the postie might have left you a sweet surprise in your mailbox. And this is what it was all about, our new cloud reporting feature, which launched just a few short weeks ago. Hopefully you've already heard quite a bit about cloud reporting by now, maybe even had a play with it yourself, but if not, you're in the right place, so stay tuned. I am personally really excited to launch this feature. It's a project that myself and the team here designed quite some time ago. It has been a long time in the making, and so it's just been such a pleasure to watch it, you know, from design right through to development, and now here we are finally launching it. So let's learn a bit about this feature to start with. Now, cloud reporting gives you access to your essential business reports and statistics in the cloud. You'll find dashboards, reports, and graphs in cloud reporting, and we'll run through exactly what they are in just a minute, but they're all super easy to read and understand, and you should find them very familiar. For Shortcuts Fusion users, you might be used to checking all your business data from Fusion reports, and now cloud reporting takes this to the next level with a snapshot of those essential KPIs in a really gorgeous, easy to read way.
And for our live users, you'll also notice there's a brand new dashboard as well that hopefully you've taken a look at too. So the beauty of it being a cloud feature is that you can access it from your phone, tablet or laptop, wherever you are at home, or if you're out and about running errands. You don't need to be attached to the cell computer to see those all-important numbers. So now you know a little bit more about what cloud reporting is. Let's chat about the benefits it will actually bring your business. Cloud reporting, and well, really all of our cloud features, was designed to give you the flexibility to work wherever and whenever you like, giving you some true work-life balance. And don't we all crave a bit of that? Being able to view your essential KPIs whenever you like keeps you in the know and lets you make those timely decisions that are critical in moving your business forward with minimal effort. Of course, that's everybody's dream. That power of knowing your numbers allows you to shift your focus to the areas of the business that will generate the most revenue and keep your staff productive and happy. And they can be checking on their numbers too. I'll show you in a little bit how that can happen. Cloud reporting gives you the power to keep on top of your basic business metrics, even when life gets super busy and your usual reporting may fall to the wayside. So now you and your staff, even your bookkeeper, can get all the information you need at a glance. So with cloud reporting, you can access your favorite and most useful reports and KPIs. I've listed here quite a few just to give you an idea, but there are plenty more also that you'll see in just a minute. We wanted to give you access to those essential numbers on a convenient main dashboard. So you'll see there like your net sales, your rebookings, upsells, as well as some common reports. At this point, I should probably mention that you'll find all data processed through Shortcuts from as far back as January 1st, 2017. So the last few years worth of data is all available at your fingertips. So you'll have the dashboard I mentioned earlier with those vital KPIs. You'll already be really familiar with the trading summary, which, as you know, gives you an overview of the quantities and the values of services and products you've sold, any refunds, etc. And then when you're having your performance reviews with your staff, every month, every week, whenever that happens to be, we also have the employee performance report in place with just about any KPI you could ever need. So you can dig into how they're performing. So you'll start to see what areas you may need to help them with, but just as importantly, also recognising and congratulating them on the areas where they might be shining. Now, Shortcuts will gradually expand on the reports available to you as time goes on. So now that we've got the cloud platform in place, we can build onto it more and more. Now, I can't wait to show you some more of what we've got in the pipeline coming up. Shortly, we will jump into cloud reporting and take a look at just how easy this new feature is and check out the top reports you can use from wherever you are at the time. But I will just take a moment to also mention how easily cloud reporting can work if you have a multi-location business. It works very much the same way as if you just had one location, just with a few extra bits and pieces to help you analyze each site. And the beauty of cloud reporting for multi-sites is that you can access reporting for all your locations in the same place. And for Shortcuts Fusion users, this means no more remote dial-ins, which is pretty exciting. Obviously, then you can also switch between the sites to view individual reports. You can consolidate the reports and look at one or more sites, their totals, their averages across the two sites. And then you can compare the reports side by opening new tabs in your browser as well, if you like. So that's the flexibility of the cloud coming through there now as well. Okay, I'm going to flick over from this presentation now. Let's take a little look. Okay. Now, we have had a few questions about the address, the URL to use to access cloud reporting. You'll see at the top there, it is pos.shortcutsoftware.com, and you'll just use your regular console username and password to access it. Now, what I'm showing you today is the desktop version, but don't forget you can also use this on a tablet or mobile. It may look slightly different, but the concepts are all the same. And I think James from our marketing team is uploading. Last week we recorded a simple walkthrough video for how to use cloud reporting on a mobile. So I'll get James to post that on Insta, maybe Facebook later on today, so you can check that out too. So firstly, the dashboard, that's what you're looking at the moment. And at the top, you're going to see 10 of the most requested KPIs. So we've consulted with a lot of our salons to come up with this top 10, if you like. You've got your sales, your average dollars per ticket, your visit count, both total and new customers. You've got rebooking percentages there, and then we break it down for the service and retail sales. And then we have the number of retail items per ticket. You'll already understand it's really important to upsell to your service customers and get that markup on your retail. So we've got your retail conversion percentage there also. And then a summary of both add-on services and retail as the upsell amount there. For some of the main KPIs here, you'll also see some secondary information that may be a good reference. So for example, with your upsells, you can see that this week I have upsold just the one service and 3 retail products by this point. Further on down the dashboard, you'll see a breakdown of your sales, your service sales, your retail, etc. One very cool feature that it isn't showing up on the data that I've got here at the moment, but you can see here this little yellow pre-booked button. That would appear in this graph here normally if you were to have appointments booked into the future. I'm just using a demo site here now, so I don't have that, but if I did, it would show in yellow any appointments that you've got in your book that have not been checked out yet for the date range that we're looking at. So this will give you some comfort knowing that what you're seeing in your sales here is not just your sales to date, but also what you have lined up, what you've got coming through the door. Hopefully no shows or cancellations. So you can get a feel for whether you're likely going to hit your goals for the week, or whether you need to start drumming up a bit more business, maybe send a last-minute marketing campaign, contact some non-returning customers, something like that. Actually, speaking of hitting those goals, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this or not, but hey, it's not too far away. We are actually in the testing phase of our brand spanking new targets feature, which builds onto cloud reporting. And targets will allow you to set weekly targets for 6 KPIs, or 6 to start with anyway, and then track those across your week on a simple dashboard. Again, it uses the pre-book concept to truly show whether you're on track to hit those goals. It's super simple to use as well. And we are still taking on a few more beta customers, so if you'd like a sneak peek at the targets feature, maybe pop a comment in the chat box there to that effect. Maybe like a hashtag targets please or something like that. Call our customer care team if you want to get on board soon and have a little sneak peek at that. Okay, sorry about that little detour. Back to the dashboard. The booking source graph here, you'll notice as well that you get a little bit more information when you hover over these graphs here, or when you tap on it on your mobile phone. So the booking source will show you where your appointment bookings are coming from, whether they're from Fusion or Live, the cloud appointment book, online booking, the mobile guest app, or even the brand new Reserve with Google, which is another not so well kept little secret of late. So anyone on here, if you have any Google bookings yet, and you let me know. I have one of our marketing girls here with me, and she's telling me to shush, but it's a little bit exciting. So this is why you have to register for our webinars, because you get to hear all the cool stuff first. Back to the dashboard again to finish off with the donut graphs across the middle here. You'll also see a breakdown of clients. So we've got new, returning, walk-in. And again, if you hover over that, you'll see what percentage that makes up as well. And if I scroll down a little bit, you're going to see some basic KPIs for your employees at a glance. So their average sales, their dollars per ticket, visits, rebooking, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, there are loads more where they came from on other reports. This is just really high level for the dashboard. And then right at the bottom there, you've got an audit action section. Again, this is a little bit new. We don't really have this type of summary in any other Shortcuts Fusion or Live reports, but here is where you'll get a nice overview, or maybe not so nice overview, of your cancellations, no-shows, discounts, refunds. Fusion users, you'll be able to see your voids there as well. So you'll be able to see at a glance the stuff that you probably rather not see, but you're glad that you did, because then perhaps there might be something you can do to minimize some of those. So let's scroll back up. One thing I missed was talking about the filters. So I touched on this earlier, but now I can show you the really cool thing is that you can run most of the reports for a specific employee or multiple employees there. And if you set up your staff with their own login, they'll be able to log in and see it just for themselves. So there's no worrying about whispering behind the scenes between the staff. They can't see each other's figures unless you want them to, of course. So they'll be able to keep cloud reporting in their pocket and check in on their own performance and how they're tracking across the day or the week. You also have the site filter here, and this is where the power for multi-sites really steps in. So just at the click of a button there, I can now, it's refreshed itself, and I can now see that I've got 2 sites. I've got CBD and West End. CBD is obviously going a lot better than West End at this point. And as well, I can change the date range. So you'll see we've also added in some little shortcuts here. So maybe I'll flick over and look at this month. It will refresh the page again. And there you go. Now you're seeing the pre-booked value that I was mentioning earlier as well. What you'll also see that's popped up are these what we call variance indicators. And these little orange, red and green arrows, up and down arrows, you'll see them scattered throughout cloud reporting, and that will just help you quickly understand how you're tracking against the same period last year. Okay, so if you're below last year's result, the indicator will be red, like the new customer visits here. If you're within a 5% improvement on last year, it will be orange. And if it's green, and obviously I'm using some dummy data here, so it's extremely improved on last year. But you'll see if it's above 5%, then you'll appear in green there. And so that's done for each of the KPIs. Okay, so that's about it for the dashboard. I'm going to pop on over to the trading summary now. So this should look fairly familiar to all of you. If you've got a really keen eye for detail and you're familiar with your Fusion trading summary or your live trading summary, you'll see we did swap around the top 2 sections. So your sales are now on the left and your takings are on the right. And look, this was done deliberately. It was one of the few changes we made with mobile in mind. Of course, your sales will now appear first. We figured you guys might prefer to see your sales breakdown first and foremost when flicking on your phone. So we pushed that to the top, and then the other sections will just wrap on mobile and you can scroll to see those as well. So you'll see we've got all the same information there that you'd be familiar with on your trading summary. Fusion users, we haven't included the employee information on there because we have added this sweet little employee performance summary. Now this is more like the extended performance summary in Shortcuts Fusion, and live users, you'll notice a slightly new look and feel also. So you'll see that there are KPIs aplenty on this report. So in your own time, go and take a peek at those. They can expand and collapse to look at whichever view that you're interested in at the time. And you'll see that we've categorized them with in services, retail, hours, customers, that sort of thing. So, and just another reminder at this point that if your employees have access to cloud reporting, if they have their own login, this report will give them absolutely no excuse not to perform, as they'll be able to monitor their own progress, and hopefully it will push them to achieve results, not just for them, but for you as well. Okay, so hopefully I've covered everything there. Oh, one thing I didn't mention as well is you can view all the reports inclusive or exclusive of tax just by clicking on that little button there. And that will just refresh. I'll pop back over to the slide deck now. I'm sure you're all starting to gather some questions. The first one there for our Shortcuts Fusion customers, you may have already noticed a few different things. I've pointed a couple of them out there. But obviously, unlike your Shortcuts Fusion reporting, cloud reporting is 100% cloud-based and lets you access your reports from any mobile device, no matter where you are. So if you have internet access, you can log into cloud reporting from your computer, smartphone, or tablet. And as we've just covered in doing so, we've tweaked some of the reports so they're a little more mobile friendly, but all in all, the contents will be familiar. Does it cost anything? Well, this maybe my favorite part. Nope. If you're already on one of our packages, cloud reporting is all yours. And I know you want to get started, so I'm glad you've asked that question. As we covered, visit the URL on the slide, so pos.shortcutsoftware.com. I'll keep this slide paused for a while so you can jot it down, but you'll also receive a recording of the webinar, so don't worry, you'll get all the details you need. On that URL, you can then log in with your normal console details, username and password there, and then click Dashboard on the top navigation bar, or just pop into the menu there and then go to Reports and then click on whichever report you need. If you are using Shortcuts Fusion, by now you should have received the latest version, but if not, we recommend that you do update. And just a little note to, if you're unsure how to check if you are on the right version, while you're in your regular appointment book there, just double click on the Shortcuts logo in the top right of the appointment book, and it will show you the version number. What you're looking for is 8.0.2819 or higher. Okay, so it can be .28 or .29. Anything higher than .2819 is good. Okay, so we have just a few minutes left. So now I'll check and see if there are any questions that I may not have covered. Okay, and while I'm answering the questions, I will leave these links open for you to jot down. And of course, if you have any questions after the webinar, you can always call the help desk, 1300 667 374. Okay, just checking some of the questions now. Okay, apologies everybody for the microphone cutting in and out. Hopefully all the content that we covered was in the slides, and you can go back and watch it in your own time. Okay, so Bree, you've asked where we view the new features, and hopefully you've got that now. There's been a few links that we've mentioned. Oh, Carolyn, that's awesome. I'm glad that you're interested in the targets feature. We will definitely get in touch with you. Amy as well. Emma Rose, your currency is in pounds. That's no good, and I will get that fixed up for you later this afternoon. Okay, Grace, you're asking about the therapist login. I will have one of the help desk get in touch with you, but within the Cloud Appointment Book and Cloud Reporting interface, if you go and find the Employees and Rosters section and then click on Employees, you can add a new employee that way, or through the normal console as well, you can do that too. Okay, someone's asking, I'm on Enterprise, does this link to Enterprise? That's Anne. Okay, hi Anne. Yes and no. Not all of the Enterprise Live reports that you'd be talking about there. They're not all on cloud reporting, but yes, you can have, if your head office allows it, then you can have cloud reporting as well as, if you like, which is cool because then you'll get the dashboard, which you wouldn't have in Enterprise Live. And how do I choose trading summary from my mobile? Stacey, that should be available through the menu. So there's 3 lines at the top on your mobile. Click on the 3 lines and then you should get the menu with reports there. So click on reports, and then trading summary should be a tile that comes up there. If it doesn't, get in touch with us because it definitely should be there, and it should be really easy to find as well. Just check. If anyone else has any more questions, just pop them in there now. I think I've covered everything. If not, please give us a call through to the help desk, and they will definitely sort you out. That looks like everything. Just give a couple more seconds. I think I've covered everything. Don't think I've missed any questions. So thank you everybody for jumping on and spending your Monday morning with me. I know how precious your time is. So I'm so grateful that you're here. I hope that you've enjoyed it and you've learned something new. And if there's anything else that we can do, just let us know. Give us a call and we'd be happy to help you out. And those people who are looking for targets, we will be in touch with you as well. Thanks, everybody. I'll sign off now. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.